Risepointe is a national design firm that offers licensed architecture, design, and project leadership to churches all across the country. We started Risepointe because most churches don't have the on-staff leadership or even the time to go out and hire contractors and interview engineers and to manage that project. And so we wanted to bring true project leadership to churches to allow them to focus on ministry while we focus on actually executing the project on their behalf. When I first met Impact Church, God was doing amazing things. They were growing, they were reaching lost people. It was obvious that God was doing something special in that church.
One of the things we believe in at our core is reproduction in the form of church planting. In the last 12 years, we've planted 30 churches. But that became a problem in 2015 when we needed more space locally. We needed our local expression of the church to grow. That created for us a conundrum because we hadn't been a church that was doing a whole lot of building or expanding, and so we had to address that need of locally in the local body of believers. What are we going to do to meet the need of growth and reproduction for our church? So when we got to the point where we were willing to admit we had a major spatial crisis going on, we realized that we needed to relocate. There was some thought about going design build, some consideration of that as an option, but we just didn't feel like design build met the needs we had as a church. We needed to find a team of experts that knew the church world and knew the building world that we could trust and that could take us to the dream and the vision that we had moving forward. Locally, we had explored other architectural firms, and they just did not have that right combination of understanding what our culture was, who we were, and what our needs and vision for the future were. But Risepointe did.
For Impact Church, it was how do we take who they are and amplify it? How do we make it so when they walk into the space for the first time, it feels like home? It feels like Impact Church on its best day.
Risepointe took the time to understand our culture, and then not only understand it, but to take that culture and breathe that culture into the process of building and the structure that they were putting together for us. So from an architectural point of view and a team dynamic point of view, everything just clicked.
We're always trying to ask the question, how do we leverage ministry dollars for their maximum kingdom impact?
Risepointe very carefully walked with us through the process of approvals, land use, permits, zoning. All the while, they were very attentive and tuned in to the costs and what delay might look like. How could we do this on time and on budget? At every step of the way, their guidance was superb, and their ability to adapt as a firm was really remarkable to me, to accomplish that on time and that on budget through the process.
Architects tend to focus on the building. At Risepointe, we focus on the ministry. What's going to happen inside that building? How are people going to occupy that space and love on their neighbors and learn to love Jesus in new and exciting ways?
45,000 square feet of incredible space where our ministries can thrive and do greater things, where God could work in extraordinary ways for our community. To see that this 45,000 square feet was the impact we knew and loved in new clothes, new space with greater capacity to do all the things, all the vision that God has called us to. Daily for me now, a thrilling thing to be able to walk in and look around and experience the miracle of what God did throughout all of those sleepless nights and the blood, sweat, and tears of so many who gave and fought for this to happen and worked just so hard to bring about the extraordinary space that we get to occupy now.